Hey, look, we're actually set up for once. Not that I care, in all honesty, but oh well. Just a heads up, I'm not sure if I'll stay for the full video. That's okay. That's okay. Besides, I have a certain segment in mind after the review, and it's one of those segments that's like not awful, but I don't imagine you'll want to stay for that segment. And no, it's not me playing Dimensions and doing virtually nothing like you think it is. By the way, I was playing Dimensions before starting. I'm waiting for anybody else to get here before I start, because I'm picky like that. Is it one of those, not event, but... God damn it. No, but it is related to my current dilemma. Thank you for asking. Again, I'll get to the review. I'm just waiting to see if anybody else shows up in the next 2 minutes. I'm asking a question. Don't get annoyed, please. Well, I'm not sure if I would call it a vent per se. More so a further realization of both myself and others, of which I need to get off my chest, but not at the expense of a movie review. Why, yes, James, Bonnie Dong. Yep, that is okay, anyway, yes, James, that is Bonnie's Dong that I do be seeing there. That Thank you for lightening the mood. That is Bonnie Dong. Bonnie Dong, Bonnie Dong, Bonnie Dong. Yep. Penis. Penis is funny. That's Bonnie holding a stick. Yes, I'm aware, but I tried to draw his guitar and that happened. Yep. That happened. Oh yeah, heads up for you specifically, Spider. No idea if Sylv is staying the whole time or not. Still gonna get to it regardless now that we have at least some people here. Welcome to Wonder After Dark. Oh, hi, Spider. Oh, hi, Mark. Anyway. You're tearing me apart, Lisa. Literally. I'm sick. Yep, that's unfortunate. Anyway. Also, I draw like 15 characters today. I'm tired. Bitch, I'm always tired. On that note, only 4 minutes in, I'm impressed. Pokemon Heroes, also known as Pokemon Heroes the movie. You clapping because I'm sick, I'm okay with it. I wasn't clapping because you were sick. I was just clapping so I didn't totally lose my mind, and simply just because I thought it'd be funny to clap at that moment. Anyway, Pokemon Heroes, also known as Pokemon Heroes the movie, is a 2002 Japanese anime film directed by a Japanese name that I'm not going to try and pronounce, and written by another Japanese name that I'm not going to try and pronounce. Produced once again by OLM Incorporated and once again distributed by Toho. It is the 5th film in the Pokemon series. Now comes the part where throw our heads back and laugh. Ready? Ha 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 ha. Yep. Anyway, The film stars the regular Japanese voice cast of a bunch of Japanese people. In Pokemon Heroes, Ash Ketchum, Misty, and Brock travel to Alto Mare. Mare, that's foreshadowing for tomorrow. George of the Jungle redo. Stay tuned. Oh, God. Anyway. What I was saying. Anyway, they travel to the city of Alto Mare and face off against the mysterious spies Annie and Oakley, who seek to use the Guardian Pokemon, Latios and Latios, to power a super weapon, just like most terrorists. Alto Mare is literally Venice. Yes, it is. By the way, we still haven't done Cars 2. Cars 2, stay tuned. When? I don't know. Will I feel better by then? I don't know. Anyway. The film takes place, of course, during the 5th season of the Pokemon anime. Cars 2. Anyway, fuck. Fuck my asshole wide open. Okay, anyway. Oh, that's right, it won't be. The film takes place during the 5th season of the Pokemon anime, but I wouldn't know that without Googling it. Anyway. The film was produced, as I said, by OLM Incorporated and distributed, as I said, by Toho. You know, Toho, Godzilla Toho, Goji Toho, that Toho. I said, whoever threw that paper, your mom's a hoe. And I'm convinced every last one of you's a bunch of hoes. Anyway, the film was released on Pikazilla, yep. Anyway, the film was The film was released in Japan on July 13th, 2002. And although it says what the film's box office is, that being Pika Critters it... No, I'll save that for later. I was going to say my piece about you saying that now, but I'll save that for later. Anyway, again, not at the expense of the movie review. We can't disrupt the flow. No looking forward, only looking linear. Anyway. Although the film's box office is listed at 27.7 million, interestingly, it does not say what the film's budget is. 2 steps ahead, Nick. Sure. Anyway. Alto Mare, the main setting of the film, is based on the real-world city of Venice, Italy, with that name that I'm not going to try and pronounce, choosing the location as a basis in order to communicate the feeling of entering a mysterious world. Yippee! The film's title was revealed on January 30th, 2002, in Japan. The film debuted alongside a short film titled Camp Pikachu, as we know. Anyway, the film... Enter a mysterious world. Wonder After Dark. Oh yeah, this show's mysterious, alright. Anyway. The film, of course, was then followed up with an English dub, English adaptation. Enter a Wonderful World. There we go. Anyway. Okay, that's funny. Thank you for lightening my mood at least a little bit. Not to say that you're not funny, Sylv. You're both funny. Ha. Anyway. The film's English adaptation was produced, of course, by 4Kids Entertainment. It's a wonderful day for pie. Nice day for it, isn't it? Anyway. Terrence the Tractor. Funny. Fuck you. Anyway. And was distributed by Miramax Films, much like the previous film. What a wonderful day! Family Guy. We were referencing 2 very different things, but okay. Apparently Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes equals Family Guy. Anyway. I mean, I do know Family Guy, but just... Road to the Multiverse, stay tuned. Yep. But only... No. The film premiered in Japan on July 13th, 2002. That count just went up to 3. I'm scared. I was saying it's a wonderful day for pie. I know. It's just you said from Family Guy. I know. You just said it at the same time that Spider said, what a wonderful day, which is from Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes. The timing. Han shot first. Anyway, What the hell you saying, bitch? My milkshakes bring all the boys to the yard. Ah! Anyway. But stay tuned. Yep, stay tuned. Finals week or my final week? Stay tuned. An English adaptation, as I said, was produced by 4Kids from Multiverse. Yep. Then English adaptation was again produced by 4Kids and again distributed by Miramax Films and released on Multiverses. Stay tuned. Oh, that piece of shit? Never. Anyway. Alright. The film was released in the US on May 16th, 2003. Just a little under a year after its Japanese release. Anyway. The English version stars the regular English voice cast of Veronica Taylor, Eric Stewart, Rachel Lillis, I'm pretty sure Rachel Lillis is the one who died. Anyway, and Maddie Blaustein. Not even going to correct myself if I said that wrong. Not going to bother. Yes, she died. Okay, that's what I thought. It feels like all the good times and helpful information are starting to fade away. The film grossed $27 million in Japan and $756,000 in the US. All my friends died on applesauce. I was serious. She dead as fuck. Yeah, she's dead as fuck. Rest in peace, Queen. Anyway, it grossed $27 million in Japan. I don't know who. Rachel Lillis. Wasn't paying attention. Rachel Lillis is who died. All my friends died on 9/11. I wish I was at 9/11. Anyway. Anyway. The film grossed $27 million US dollars in Japan and $756,000 in the US, becoming, at the time, the lowest grossing film in the Pokemon franchise. Spinning fish, yep. The only reason why I clarify at the time is because I actually don't know if any others have grossed any lower than that. No, you can let me know if any of the other Pokemon movies have had a lower gross than that. All my friends. Fuck that guy from Safe. Gotta make a move to a town that's right for me. Nobody fucking cares about my fucking vicinity. Copper, fuck you. What was I saying again? Oh, yeah. Wait, okay. Hold it. Okay. You told me to hold it. All my friends sucked off Jesse's nubby. Oh my god. I see Lowrider is becoming the joke of the fuck! I see that Lowrider is becoming the joke of the night, which, you know what? I'm not against. That's a great song, great meme. George Lopez, stay tuned. Assuming I'm still alive next week. Anyway, we're waiting for... I feel like Johnny Depp, Willy Wonka sometimes. Case in point, 10 times out of 10. I actually don't know what we're waiting for, but he did say hold it, so... Car. Yes, that is a car. Alright, back to the show. On Nick. Grr! Discord show on camera. Okay. I assume you just clipped this funny-ass fucking moment. Yes, you did. Yes, you did. You clipped it. Good. Good. Good bitch. I knew I couldn't stay mad at you. Okay. I knew I couldn't stay mad at you forever.
All my friends. Fuck that guy from SAG. Gotta make a move.
That shouldn't have been funny.
That's right for me. Nobody fucking cares about my fucking vicinity. Cover, fuck you.
Oh, and of course you left in that Michael Jackson ass laugh at the end, which was actually me fucking losing it. Animal abuse on camera. Hey, give me credit. I don't physically abuse anyone. Verbal abuse, still bad. Well, you're not wrong. And in fact, there actually is a verbal abuser that I've been told quite a bit about that I do want to point my finger at, but unfortunately, I feel like I can't bring that person up anymore, even though I feel like I have every right in me to shame the person that I'm thinking of. Back to Pokemon Heroes, though. Do not ask. The film was met with generally negative reviews, though retrospective reviews have since been more positive. And by retrospective, I think they actually say fuck you, name. Okay, fuck you, nameless person. Fuck you, Baltimore! If you're dumb enough to buy a new car this weekend, you're a big enough schmuck to come to Big Bill Hell Cars. Bad deals, cars that break down, thieves. If you think you're gonna find a bargain at Big Bill, you can kiss my ass. It's our belief that you're such a stupid motherfucker, you'll fall for this bullshit. Guaranteed. But what about that motherfucking I want to clip that, but fair. Just fair. I mean, you can always clip it like. I thought the reflection of the door, yes, these doors on my wall, no. I thought the reflection of the window frame was a door down the hall opening. Anyway. Okay, so to read okay. Niggers. So, to recap how we got to this point, I guess I should add, Pokemon 1, 2, and 3 were distributed outside Japan by Warner Bros. But after the floppage, it's not a word, but I'm just going to roll with it. After the floppage of Pokemon 3, the rights were sold to Miramax Films, to which Miramax then released Pokemon Forever. Anyway, to quote Harvey Weinstein, it was said that Miramax was rumored to have bought the rights for $1 million by giving up 75% of the profits. Harvey Weinstein stated that Miramax could reinvigorate the franchise. I don't trust the words of him. I don't trust anybody, honestly. Anyway. But yeah, I just felt like adding that. So this, just like Pokemon Forever, was released by Miramax rather than Warner Bros. Oh, did I forget to mention this was also the last Pokemon movie until I Choose You to get a theatrical release? Anyway, Pokemon Heroes received generally... Oh yeah, that actual motherfucking... Actually, okay, what is there that I missed? No, that wasn't sarcasm, just the last Pokemon movie until Detective Pikachu. Okay, but I Choose You actually did get a theatrical release 2 years before Detective Pikachu, so... Unless it just didn't do that in Canada. Wait, real? Yes, it did, actually. I guess it just didn't happen in Canada, or you forgot. Or you're sick. I don't know which, but could be all of them at once, could be none of them. I don't know. I thought I Choose You was after. Nope. I Choose You was, I think it was 2017, and then obviously Detective Pikachu was 2019. Look it up. Okay, even though... Classic me. Pokemon the movie, I Choose You, 2017. Detective Pikachu, 2019. Damn, I stoopy. I mean, you may be stoopy, but I'm just straight up stupid. I'm talking full on retarded. My tubby husband here, he's 100% queer. He loves the cock. Anyway, Pokemon Heroes received... Oh yeah, that motherfucking reception. Pokemon Heroes received generally negative reviews from critics. Because it feels like every god-fucking damn Pokemon movie we talk about is the same song and dance every fucking time. It gets negative reviews, the critics don't get it, we realize the critics are stupid, we move on, we praise the movie, I wake up, I say it, I go to sleep, I wake up, I say it, I go to sleep, I wake up, I say it, I go to sleep, I wake up, I say it, I go to sleep, I wake up, I say it, I go to sleep, I wake up, I say it, I go to sleep, I wake up, I say it, I go to sleep. Let's listen to some choice words. It received generally negative reviews from critics. On the website Rotten Tomatoes, 19% of 42 critic reviews are positive. Uh-oh. With an average rating of 3.9 out of 10. Uh-oh. 0 to 50 and 4, by the way. The consensus reads, this series isn't getting any better. Go fucking kill yourself. Anyway, just like the rest of them. Ha! Metacritic, which uses a weighted average, assigned the film a score of 27 out of 100 based on 17 critics, indicating generally unfavorable reviews. Jesus Christ, I'm getting deja vu to the last 4 of these we've reviewed, which is what... Are they kidding? Because this was the best one yet. Exactly! You know, I could just play Lego Dimensions instead. That's arguably way less aggravating. Except for these fucking chroma puzzles and the shift puzzles. Anyway, great game, but those puzzles can go piss themselves in the dick. And before you say, Lego game puzzles are simple. Oh no! Anyway. I'm only going to read 1 review, maybe 2, just because we already know critics are goddamn retarded when it comes to Pokemon at this point. So we just shouldn't trust any... Lego DC Supervillains has some frustrating puzzles. I've never played DC Supervillains, but based on the Lego game expert, aka you, telling me that, I guess that's my sign to stay away. Anyway. Okay. Desson Howe of the Washington... It has slider Ah! That's nasty. Anyway. Desson Howe of the Washington Post... You know the what? Yes, I know. I know. I know. I'm looking at that, but it does it fairly often. Oh, even worse. I'm looking at that toilet paper right now, and I want to go in the kitchen, waterboard myself, and then mummify myself just for everybody to find tomorrow morning. And I'm not saying that for the reasons I typically would. I'm saying that purely because of a Lego game doing the slider puzzles as often as it seemingly does. That is making me want to commit mummify. You can either interpret that as a hilarious, great game. Okay, I believe you. Okay, I believe you. But man, okay, I want to kill myself. Why are you eating a cookie with the fork? Anyway. Desson Howe of the Washington Post, Washington's a fucking joke, stated that this one's for kids and no one else. Well, gee, why don't you take your kids to fucking soccer practice? Liefeld rubbed off on you, huh? No, I just say I just lost so much of a grip that was just funny. Had anybody else sent me that, it probably wouldn't have been that all too... I mean, it would have been amusing, but it wouldn't have been that funny. But given that I have, like, no sanity intact... Okay. Why are you eating a cookie with the fork? Anyway, it was also just catchy. Anyway. But yeah, why was she eating a cookie with a fork? Explain that one. Anyway, with the Austin Chronicles, Mark fuck, Mark. Who knew Pokemon movies would get me as angry as they do? Anyway. With the Austin Chronicles, Mark Savlov also giving the film a negative review. Go figure. Okay, this is the last one I'm going to read. Why was the other girl straining spaghetti with a bucket? Retarded. Normally I would say because stupid, but nope. In this case, it's just straight up retarded. Sweet D's dating a retarded person. Well, anyway, it's unsanitary and soapy. That is correct. That is correct. Okay, anyway. Don't copyright me tonight, you fucking bitch. Anyway. Alright. What I was saying. Also, I think Spider left. Anyway. Unless he's just lurking. I don't know. Okay. Robert Kill Yourself, writing for Variety, aka Variety of Dicks, highlighted the fun atmosphere and visuals of the film, as well as its music. Oh, thank you. But criticized how these aspects faltered after Annie and Oakley's plotline commences. He additionally criticized the visual designs and sound effects of Latios and Latios, and the rendering of 3D models found in the film. I think the moral of the story is I need to just stop reviewing the Pokemon movies because I'm just going to get angrier and angrier. Nah, I'm just saying, like, before I continue, like, because the critic reviews, what? Nah, you heard that right. Like, this bitch really out here say, okay, yeah, hey, Copper, should we go on a genocide? I think I need to, okay, well, if you need to puke, then, go right ahead. Just go. Go. Fly away, Stanley. Be free. That's what they're going to say at my fucking funeral when they throw my casket into the goddamn power plant. Because at this rate, I don't want any evidence that I was ever a person. Okay. Well, now that we have an audience of 0, nice day for it, isn't it? This episode flew off the rails. Back. Oh, hey, welcome back. That counter above me still says 0. Yeah, but what I was saying before you left, I think I need to learn to just stop reviewing the Pokemon movies because while yes, the movies are great, the critic reviews just make me so goddamn angry, and I already don't need that considering I'm already angry at like everyone I know just about and everyone I don't know. So, retrospective. Retrospective reviews of the film have been more positive over the years. Pedro Hernandez of Nintendo World Report stated that while the film's animation was not the greatest that the series films have greatest that the series that the while the animation was not the greatest, let's just say that it's an anime film. Yeah, I know. Anyway, he found it to be visually impressive. So there's that at least. Additionally, highlighting the design of the film's main location of Alto Mare. Wait. Okay. The animation. The animation is not the greatest, but finds it visually impressive, so which is it? Well, the short answer to which is it would be I hate all of you. I think we should kill ourselves. Happiness is temporary. Love is dead. Some people just want to watch you fucking suffer, and you should kill yourself while you're still ahead. That's which one it is. Anyway. The gamers, Eric Switzer, who I also do not trust, found the film's plot to be confusing, though felt that it was better executed than the prior film, Pokemon Forever. Though he disliked the sound effects used to verbally represent Latios and Latios' speech. He stated he was still pleasantly surprised by how much personality and charm that these otherwise forgettable legendaries had, additionally highlighting Latios' death scene. Okay, I'm just going to stop reading there because what we've learned after 5 of these is that critics are so goddamn fucking retarded when it comes to Pokemon that it really makes you wonder why I'm just an insufferable little cunt on this show. If I ever self-harm myself on camera, you know who to blame. Also forgettable. Yeah, critics are stupid. Didn't I just reiterate that point like 76 times over the last 33? Okay, what about home video? Glad you asked. Okay, so what about home video? Well, oh, I'm looking for a more detailed. Okay, more I'm so sick of speaking. Okay. I also hate using the fandom wiki because of all the fucking ads. Okay. Anyway. Alright. So Pokemon Heroes was released on VHS and DVD in the US by Buena Vista Home Entertainment under the... Use Bulbapedia. Okay, next time I will... Not Pokemon Wiki. Okay. Next time I will, but too late. I've already done it here. Anyway, though. Okay, so the film was released on VHS and DVD on January 20th, 2004 by Miramax, or by Buena Vista Home Entertainment in the US specifically under the Miramax Home Entertainment banner. And of course, in Canada, it was released by Alliance Atlantis because Alliance was who was putting out all the Miramax stuff in Canada at the time, if you didn't know. Then it was reissued on DVD on April 12th, 2011 by Echo Bridge Home Entertainment. And then that same DVD was reissued by Lionsgate on October 7th, 2014. And finally, that same DVD was released by Paramount on September 22nd, 2020. All right, what'd you say? Yeah, but the Miramax logo still appears here. Well, yes, because... Okay. Here's a good way to put it. Let me grab an example. This is actually easy. Don't think I'm going into complicated territory. Let's use this as our visual aid. Here we have Inside Out 2, just using this as an example. And we have in the fine print, distributed by Sony Pictures Home Entertainment, but we still have the Disney logo, Inside Out 2. Anyway, but what I was saying, in the fine print, distributed by Sony Pictures Home Entertainment, but the Disney logo still appears on the packaging, on the disc art, on the disc itself when you boot it up. No Sony Pictures logo found. Same thing with Miramax and Alliance. Yes, Alliance was who put out the Miramax stuff in Canada, but they are still Miramax movies that Alliance is distributing. So that's why the I need to shut the fuck up. Anyway. But of course I have a copy of Pokemon Heroes. Here we go. This is actually the 2011 release from... I actually own 2 copies. Oh, do tell. But anyway, this is actually the 2011 release from Echo Bridge. Anyway, same image from the front there. Pokemon Heroes, the movie. Miramax logo, Echo Bridge. Does that one have special features? I was actually just about to answer that question. No. Yeah, we did cut... We did cut. Yes, we cutched. No. We did touch this before when we covered Forever, but I'll reiterate here. When Echo Bridge obtained the rights to these movies from Disney, they did not reissue the same DVDs. They actually did new encode, new mastered discs. They didn't just repack the old DVDs. Okay, I own an earlier copy. Yes, that's what I thought. Anyway, what I was saying. Echo Bridge, when they obtained these films from Disney, who owned Miramax at the time, they did not reissue the same discs. They actually went in and did new masters, new encodes. Problem, though, they did not port over any of the same special features. I don't know why. I don't know why, but yeah. And I own a copy from Pokemon Legends, which has 4 movies from the old... Yeah. But there's the disc. Why does it have a barcode on the disc? No idea. That's just an Echo Bridge thing. Anyway. So I guess I can just get to my review. Okay. So, on to my review of Pokemon Heroes. Is it my favorite of the bunch? Oh, let's get to the opening scene. Well, yeah, the opening. The opening, okay. Actually, let me just say, while I think Pokemon the first movie has my favorite, I love the song. Yeah, same. Like, while I agree there. Like, while I do think that Pokemon the first movie has my favorite opening out of all of them, I do think Pokemon Heroes just has a great opening. Pokemon the first movie has my favorite rendition of the Pokemon theme. Again, same. Ooh, look at me, the Pokemon fan. To clarify, I am not saying that sarcastically as if I secretly hate Pokemon. No, if you look around, I actually do like Pokemon. It's just I wouldn't call myself, like, a Pokefuck, like some people would call themselves. But then again, I wouldn't call myself a Pokefuck, I would just call myself a white fuck up. But yeah, Believe in Me is my favorite theme. Yeah, that's a great... favorite theme. Let me just take a seat so as to not hurt my brain. I'm on a master quest. I want the whole world to see. Yeah. I'm too lazy to sing it right now, but yeah, great song. Great little song. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Okay, but yeah, the opening to the film. Oh. Shit. Damn it. But yeah, it's a great opening. What you saying, Willis? I'm gonna be the very best because all I gotta do is believe in me. Yep. Sorry if I'm putting in no effort. I'm just too lazy to sing it tonight. I don't have the energy. But yeah, that is a great song and a great opening. Do I have any other pause? Well, yeah. Obviously, you know what? I'll let you get your positives and negatives out of the way, and then I'll say my piece. That's flashing for a reason. Oh, talk about how Latias is. Oh yeah, can I just say, you know what? Fuck it. I'll just talk about both of them. Latias and oh, she pretends to be Bianca a lot. Oh yeah, that happens. That happens a lot. Why does that happen? I don't know. Batman crawling around Dave, perhaps? I don't know. I thought that was a funny thing to say. That and I didn't want the pause menu burned into my screen. Okay. Do you have any other positives and or negatives to say about the film? Talk about Latios and Latios like you were going to. Okay. Fuck what the critics say about Forgettable. Honestly, they're the complete damn opposite of Forgettable. Like, they're great in this movie. There's really, you, okay, you can tell characters in a movie are great when I can basically say I have nothing to say and that comes off as a compliment. Like, would I call them the best Pokemon ever? No. But would I call them great? Yes. Oh, and can we just talk about that fucking death scene at the end? I don't know what the hell it is with the Pokemon movies and death, but they always go so hard. And this one's no exception. Yeah, the death scene was emotion. Exactly. If my death is not as emotion, if my death is nowhere near as emotional as that, I ain't dying. But this one addresses your problem with the last. Yeah, it does, actually. I completely forgot until Latios dies and does not come back. Yeah, exactly. That was something, admittedly, that I did have a problem with Forever. I mean, Grant, and actually, come to think of it, I'm a little surprised that they didn't bring him back. Yeah, but you know what? I'm glad because I think this death being permanent hits a lot harder than if they were to do that. If they were to pull a Thomas and the Magic Railroad, gold dust. I don't know. I thought that was funny. Yeah. What else can I add here? Actually, yeah. What? Oh, talk about Latias's reaction. Oh yeah, you mean the thing that makes the scene hit the hardest? I mean, the scene already hits hard, but damn, that thing's reaction. Make just, goddamn. Few things in life, well, let me rephrase that. Few movies make me cry like an ugly bitch anymore. That one comes really close to succeeding. I say that few movies make me cry like an ugly bitch anymore because my existence makes me cry like an ugly bitch, so I'm actually the best movie ever made. You can either interpret that as self-deprecating humor at its absolute finest, or a sign that I need help. I see it as both. Either way, it's on topic and it fits. Anyway, what else? What else? Just waiting for you to say anything else. Oh, talk about the ending where, is it Bianca or is it Latias who kisses it? Oh yeah, that. Can I just say, if it were any other movie doing that, it would come off a little fucking weird. But you know what? In this case, it's a little funny. I mean, you might disagree with that, you might not. I really don't know, but still. It's definitely Latias, but I think the movie attempted to play it off as who was. Yeah, the movie definitely does attempt to play it off that way, but I mean, it's kind of obvious, you know. Yeah, just kind of, cunt. Back where I come from, we call ice cream frozen cock sex. But it is obvious because Latias doesn't speak in that form. Exactly. So, like, had it spoke, you know, like, had there been dialogue there, you could probably say, like, okay, like, yeah, who was it? But in this case, it's like, yeah, that's pretty obvious. Latias is a she. Okay. I promise I watched this movie earlier. I just am tired. Latios is a he. Okay. Noted. Again, I watched this movie earlier. I'm just tired and I'm low key. Yeah, just. Yeah. You ever just feel out of it? Like, it can be any number of reasons, but do you ever just feel out of it? Just in general. But yeah, this is my favorite Pokemon movie. Yeah. I felt like that was the case, honestly. Honestly, I'm not really sure what my favorite of the Pokemon movies would be, in all honesty. Oh. Annie and Oakley really feel like a threat. Yes, they do. They really do feel like a threat. But honestly, okay. But, like, I don't know, honestly, what I would say my favorite of the Pokemon movies is, in all. Like, not saying that, like, they're all great, even though they're normal humans. Yeah, that too. No, but, like, oh, excuse me. Like, damn it. Okay. But, like, not saying that, like, they're all great. It's just I find it hard to pick a favorite. Like, yeah. Sometimes I just can't do that. Like, sometimes I just can't pick, like, a favorite anything, really. Like, I can have my favorites, but sometimes I just can't. Got anything else you want to say about the movie? Because if not, I'm going to move on to our next segment. Just looking through. Okay. Oh. Do your review. Okay. I rate this movie a 100 out of 10. Okay. As I was honestly going to say like 5 times before something else came up, I wouldn't call it my absolute favorite of the Pokemon movies. But then again, I can't really pick a favorite. But I do find it plot wise to be probably the one I enjoy the most. Probably just because I think it has the most, like, not to say that the others don't, but in my opinion, this one really hits the emotional weight quite nicely, and in my opinion, nails straightforward. Yeah, straightforward. It hits the emotional weight quite nicely. And it, again, as you just said, even though you were probably talking about my review and not the movie itself, it's also a very straightforward movie. Like, oh, and not only that. Oh, also let's talk about the scene where Ash and Pikachu play with Latios and Latios. You mean the cute scene? Because that scene's really cute. Just really cute. That's all I can really say. Sorry, watching a walkthrough or something. And the song that plays during it. Yep, that too. Even better. Okay, that's what to do. Okay. Anyway. But yeah. 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 The song. Oh, I missed that. Such a sweet scene. It is. Such a sweet scene. I do agree. Sorry that I missed that. Let's move that down here. Yeah. Okay, what else can I add? Yeah. Same, Emmett. Same. Okay, oh yeah. What the other thing I was gonna what I was originally gonna say, because I damn near forgot. Then again, I forgot a lot of things. Okay, another positive that I have with the movie is, not only is it very straightforward, but it's short, sweet, to the point. Nowadays, like, every movie is like it feels like nowadays every movie has to be like TikTok. That is extremely random. But yeah, TikTok. Anyway, what I was gonna say, but unless you're telling me to look at TikTok. Are you telling me to look at TikTok, or are you just... But yeah, short, sweet, to the point, yeah. Okay, so I guess you were saying it was like a TikTok. I'm stupid. Anyway, but yeah. Short, sweet, to the point. It feels like... Anyway. Especially because it feels like most movies nowadays have to be like between 2, 3, 4 hours. But this one's only like an hour and 10 minutes. That's really short. But I mean that in a good way. Like, the fact that it is so short is something I do really like. Like, there's nothing wrong with a shorter, I guess, bite-sized movie would be the right word. There's nothing wrong with that at all. And this movie is a good example of short, sweet, to the point. Good example of bite-sized. Oh, good. It's another one of these. Oh, Jesus fuck. I'll tend to that in a moment. Let's see if I missed anything over here. Okay, no, I did not. But yeah. Short, sweet, to the point. Is there anything else I would like to add about Pokemon Heroes? Pokerap, yep. Um, but is there anything else I would like to add about Pokemon Heroes? Not really, no. Like, I can't, honestly, okay, like, the positives outweigh the negatives, and because of that, just like the movie itself, my at least 150 more or more to see to be the Pokemon Master is my, yep, that song. Okay, anyway, but I really can't think of much else to add for my review of Heroes. It's just a great movie. Like, you know, it's very sweet, but very emotional. It's very fun, but very serious. It's short, sweet, to the point. It just works. I'm going to give Pokemon Heroes, just like you, a 100 out of 10. Look at that. A whole movie review done, and it only took 57 minutes. Yep. Alright, now there is one more thing I would like to say before we sign off for tonight, but I'm waiting until the funny image. Because I would hate to give a speech and then have to do the funny image during that speech. So if you could bear with me for the next 2 minutes and then I'll say my piece. Stay tuned for next week, Pokemon Jirachi Wishmaker. Yep, at least you're giving me a week, fuck. At least you're giving me a week's heads up for that one. At least. Also, yes, that is Nutty Professor 2, The Clumps. First look at the Jonas Brothers' new Christmas movie for Disney Plus. That is the most 2009 sentence I have ever read. Stay tuned for Nutty Professor 2. Yep. Ten, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Rangers in space! Okay. It's still 11:59. It's still 11:59. Oh, speak of the devil. Funny image in space. Yep, but it's not in space tonight, unfortunately, because here's the funny image for tonight. Let me get the image. There it is. A classic. Michael with a mullet is so funny. Legit. Because that mullet just does not fit Steve Carell at all. But yet, fits perfectly. Alright, time for one more segment before... Oh. The fanny pack. The fanny pack is... The fanny pack just completes the look. And now it's time for a segment I like to call Jess Isn't Sure About Herself or Others. So, before I start this segment, I need to ask 3 simple questions. Do you ever feel like either you're the problem or that other people are. Could be anyone, not talking about anyone specific. It's so sad that Steve Jobs died of Ligma. Who the hell is Steve Jobs? Ligma balls. Okay, anyway. But in order for this segment to make any... All the time, Jesse, by the way. Okay, good to know. Again, no one in particular could be... By the way, yeah. No one in particular could be anyone that you know. Not pointing my fingers, just saying in general. Rhetorical. Second question. Do you ever feel like, even when you know you're doing a good job, do you ever feel like you're not doing good enough? And the last question for this segment to make sense. Do you ever feel like you've become addicted all the time? Okay, but anyway, last one. Do you ever feel like you've become addicted or that you've developed an addiction? That's kind of the big one. Again, all the time. Okay. So, without running cartwheels, aka recapping the last 260 episodes of this show, I'm sure we know who the gardener is, right? I'm sure we know. Kind of a recurring character on this show. Anyway, nothing bad happened today. I should clarify, nothing bad happened. So before you think this is becoming a vent, no, genuinely it isn't. I'm being completely truthful. A recurring unseen character. Yes, exactly. Anyway, a spoken character, I guess you could say. Anyway, I've been trying to get... Okay, well, let me add a bit of context. He started a little break between me and him because we need some time apart. Okay, fair. I respect that. Anyway, now we did promise to... The ghost on TV trope. I'll look into that later, but anyway. Me and him did promise, though, prior to this break starting, that we would still check up on each other for two reasons. If there was news, like of any kind, whether it's personal life news or movie news, whatever, or just in general, like, oh, hey, how you doing? Fast forward from like late January to now, none of these checkups have happened, which I wasn't angry about, despite how it might look. I was just kind of like, really? Not like really angry, but like just really like, really? But I get it. Anyway, I've been trying to get in touch with him. Not like obsessively, but just like, you know, hey, how you doing? Anyway, I thought, you know what? Since Steam is your preferred platform, more like really... Thank you for lightening up this segment. Anyway. I promise it was not like really nigga, but anyway. But I thought, okay, since Steam... That's too many S's, but anyway. Since Steam is your preferred platform, okay, maybe I could send you a friend request on Steam. OSD, where are you? Sadly, not tonight. Okay, but please let me finish. Anyway, what I was saying. I thought, okay, since Steam is your preferred platform now, okay, I guess I could just send a friend request. Now, first time it happened, you know, wait a few seconds, went back to add friend. Okay, I didn't think too hard about it because it was kind of late at night when I did it the first time, so, okay. And I waited a little bit because I do not want to come off pushy. I know I can come off pushy, but I do not want to. So, earlier today I said to myself, okay, I'll try it one more time. If it doesn't happen, oh well. Didn't happen. So then I was like, okay, oh well. Not oh well angrily, just oh well. You ever have that feeling like, oh well? Oh well. Anyway, shortly after that, I get this update at 8:23 p.m. Hi, logged back in to say that I can't accept the requests on Steam right now. Don't know if you got the message last time, which I did, but I admittedly forgot, so I had to go back and look for that, but anyway. But still, like, trying to take the break, but I'm honestly not sure right now. TikTok, oh no, no. Can you please just listen in the high-pitched voice? Oh no, oh no, oh no. Anyway, don't know. or honestly not sure right now if I don't want friend requests or contact. It's not out of malice or anything like that, but because of our own safety as of right now. You know why already. I'm going to keep this vague to avoid any potential problems. But if you're wondering what the safety part of that is about, it's because of some unscrupulous characters from last year who, yes, they have left him and I alone, but they are still out there. They are still a concern of his. We will call the... Shut up. Anyway. But yeah. Now, this update got me. Oh, I'm being serious. Well, I mean, okay, fair. Anyway, what I was going to say. But this update got me. It was kind of a Thanos little blade moment. Perfectly balanced. On the one hand, I'm glad that you're not, like, deliberately, like, oh, it's Jess. Fuck you. I'm glad you're not doing that. You know, not out of malice. That's... So no more Gardner. You didn't let me finish. You didn't let me finish. I was explaining. Don't jump to assumptions. Anyway, on the one hand, I'm glad you're not, like, Anyway, but I'm glad you're not, like, because he says, you know, it's not out of malice or anything. Like, okay, I'm glad you're not, like, seeing requests and, like, fuck you. I have to throw in some comedy, but glad you're not doing that. But on the other hand, well, you never did say, like, it's over, like, officially. You never ruled anything out. You did say just some time apart, not, you didn't do rally. Don't come by my house. We're done. You didn't do rally from Diary of a Wimpy Kid, is what I'm saying. So that's good, but it's like, well, when will it stop? Like, I mean, if you need time, take all the time you need. But it would be nice to hear from you every now and again. I hate to be that guy, but nothing has to be said in stone. I can't argue because you're not wrong. And I guess I should probably go ahead and clarify. I'm not trying to... Yes, I know how it sounds, but I'm not trying to insinuate that anything has to be set in stone. I know how it sounds, but let me clarify. He never said, like, you know... Oh, Jesus. Sometimes you just gotta accept that. Don't take exact words literally. I know. I was literally in the middle. He may not have said it literally, but I'm waiting for you to finish before I continue. Look at how distant he's been. Valid point. Again, letting you finish before I add my piece. Look at how he's like, you're going to say cheating, aren't you? Because I do need to clarify, no, polyamory is not cheating, no matter how much you act like it is, but keep going. I am not saying that, okay? Just sounded like that's where you were heading, but, and I never said, okay, well, you did kind of act like it, at least, but keep going. Again, keep going. Not trying to interrupt, just keep going. I said it can be cheating if you don't tell anyone, but anyway. Okay, well, I forgot. Plus, what I was thinking of was when we did the room. I mean, granted, you did kind of say it as a joke, but you said the guy he's fucking, like as if. Anyway, but keep going. I guess that's what I was thinking of, but anyway. Carry on. I think it's over ultimately. I mean, yeah. In my case, okay. I'm trying not, but okay. Let's clearly more, so I'm letting you finish before I add what I was going to say. Did you have a good run? Well, I already had a. Was that year worth it? Can you. I have another. Not. No, I was not about to change the subject. It's just you did kind of throw my original thought off track. So if you could let me kind of catch the year with him. Again, I was a. Was it not? Can you let me finish? I'll answer your questions, okay? But I'm trying to. I had a thought coming out my mouth. Okay, thank you. All right. You do raise a lot of valid points. Like, every point you made is valid, you know, how distant and all this and all that. But, to be fair, he did say, you know, okay, this is two separate occurrences that I'm referring to. They were both close together, but two separate occurrences. First time, you know, he said simply, nothing is off the table. You know, we could get back together, we could not. It just depends. Is that definitive, set in stone? People can change their minds. Exactly, that's another valid point. Does that mean that he did, though? Hard to say. He's never. I'll admit this, yeah. Like I said, has he set that in stone? No. He's never explicitly told me that he's changed his mind. Could he? Maybe. Could he have not? I begged my way back into Alan and I's relationship. Yeah. Good of you to admit that. In hindsight, I regret how I did it. Yeah. If you regret it, that's fine. In my case, what I was trying to say. But you do raise a point. You know, some people can change their minds. Sometimes they do, sometimes they don't. In this case, you know, yeah, there's always a chance but I'm happy I could fix my relationship. Yeah, and I'm glad that you and Alan are on great terms. Now here's my side. Anyway, you do raise a point. Like, you know, could he have changed his mind between then and now? There's always a chance, but has he set it in stone? No. Like, he's never explicitly said, you know, it's over. Again, Rowley, don't come by my house. We're done. I'm trying to be a little funny, okay? But anyway, I'm trying to balance out the serious and the funny. But anyway, because this is a comedy show. But anyway. Another thing is, considering what happened off screen, maybe he has changed his mind. I mean, he doesn't owe you an explanation to be. Again, fair point. But, again, we don't know. There's a chance you could be right. There's a chance I could be right. I'm not saying either person is as much as I come off this way on this show, I'm not going to be like, I'm right, you're wrong. I'm just saying, like, you could be right, I could be right. But I feel like there's still a chance. I'm not trying to come off like super aggressively hopeful. Oh, there's indeed a chance I could be wrong and you'll live happily ever after. Exactly. And that brings me to what I was going to. That brings me both to what I was originally going to say and to the other thing that I did want to say. Anyway, this is two separate occurrences that I'm talking about, although both are. But just don't ask him again. Okay, fair. Anyway, two separate occurrences. All right, two separate occurrences that I am talking about, both of which were. If he says you can, then go for it. Yes. Okay. Anyway, two separate occurrences, what I was trying to say, two separate occurrences relatively close together, all right? First occurrence was, I think it was a little bit after Christmas. It was sometime in January. Anyway, he did say, without repeating the novel of a convo we had, that he would consider giving me another chance if I worked on some things. And truth be told, even though, yes, I can have my moments on this show, which you can tell, I have been trying my best. Would I say I'm 100%? No, but I've been trying, and you should at least give me A for effort. I am trying. So I think by work on things you need I mean, again, fair point. Can't argue. Granted, he didn't say therapy specifically, he just said work, so I don't know. But anyway, maybe that's just him not. I'm sorry, but I'll know your effort when I see it. Fair point, can't argue. Anyway, honesty is the best policy, I always say on Wonder After. And I'll be honest, yes, you're improving a bit. Glad to know you're not just shitting on me. But you got a lot to learn, man. Again, fair point. Anyway, on to instance number 2, alright? This was a bit more recent, and it was actually a little bit before the break started. I decided to make a stuff therapy can fix. Yes. Anyway, on to instance number 2, which was actually a short time before the break started. It was... let me go back. Okay, yeah, this I can pinpoint. It was early February. I decided to do a special video for Valentine's Day titled Anytime, Anywhere. Is that video particularly great? I mean, in my opinion, no. but it was kind of a fun one to make. But we're not here to talk about the video itself. Anyway, I wanted to make a video that was like a bit beefier in length, a bit more wholesome than the usual like slapstick kind of cynical stuff that I usually do. Anyway, and I thought while making it, what if I made this like his Valentine's? Was this last year? Nope, this year. This year, 2025. Both of these occurrences were 2025. Now, what I was saying, I decided while making it, like, what if I made this like his Valentine's gift? Like, that would be sweet. Even though it's not like directly aimed at him per se, I thought it'd be a sweet gesture. So, okay, I'll do that. Anyway, I told him I was working on it, didn't say what it was other than a video, and he was actually very interested. He wasn't like his usual distant self. Like, he wanted to learn more about it as I was making it, and he was very nice about it. And granted, he didn't watch it like day of when it came out, but I did ask, like, did you see it? 3:3 face, and he did tell me he watched a bit of it and he did like it, so he does still care in some ways. Has he seen the whole video? I don't know. But at least he's seen it. It's the thought that counts. What's the Spy Kids scene? You watch my show? But yeah. But anyway, just because he cares doesn't mean it's in the same. Again, that is a very... I'm just going to... Okay, sorry I just got totally distracted, but I'm just going to exit out of here. I know I just got distracted, but I'm just going to exit out of the game just so it's not on my screen all episode. But anyway, but you do raise a valid point there. But again, you never know. I could be right, you could be right. There's no way of knowing for sure until it's spoken aloud. It has just occurred to me, I think the PS3 is making this whole room vibrate. But anyway. But I guess what I was going to say. What I was going... Oh yeah, it is definitely... Who knew it was that powerful? Okay, but anyway. But I guess to conclude this little segment of our show, and I guess to conclude tonight's episode, is it over between me and him? Hard to say. Even though in some ways it looks like yes, there's no way of knowing for sure until it's spoken aloud. Could be, I'd say by now, yes. I mean, you're thinking realistically, and honestly, accept it until further notice. I mean, yeah. Valid. It doesn't have to be so. I mean, yeah. In my opinion, I mean, you're not wrong. You know, it doesn't have to be said, but in my opinion, I feel like, okay, you can feel free, you can agree to disagree, but in my personal opinion, if your relationship is troubled and, you know, you decide like it's over, I feel like you should be a bit more formal. Like, you should at least say, like, because he's with someone else. I hate being harsh, but you lost that right to know. Okay. But anyway, again, it is a polyamorous relationship, and he did say it's an open one, but you do raise a valid point. What I was saying, though, but I'm saying if a relationship is troubled or problematic, and you decide, like, you know, this isn't working out, just my personal opinion, open doesn't mean open to everyone. Again, not wrong, but you're also, he did tell me, anyway, this is slowly becoming an argument, but I see where you're coming from. Yeah, but still continuing. But what I was saying, though, like, if your relationship is troubled and you decide, like, this isn't working, I think, in my personal opinion, I think it probably would be wise to say to your partner or ex at the time, like, you know, it was nice while it lasted, but I don't think it can continue. You know, that's how I think it should be handled. You know, not, you know, you should be doing that. You shouldn't just, like, cut them and their friends off. Look at that. I just made a valid point. Yeah, see? Valid point. If it, like, at the very least, yeah, like, see, you, ghosting, exactly. That is not the right way to handle it. Ghosting is very bad. Like, if you need some time away, no problem. Go right for it. But if you're going to ghost, not just, you know, your person, but everyone because you can still be friends with that person, and you can still be friends with their friends, even if you're not in a relationship. But let's drop this. Yeah, let's drop it. I guess to conclude this segment, to conclude, is it over? I mean, there's always a chance. Could it continue? There's always a chance. But what is it that I always say on the outro? To be continued. And I think that sentiment fits. To be continued. But until further notice, it's all ogre now. I mean, I guess if we want to look at it in a sillier way, we could say gone fishing. I don't know. I guess if we want to give a sillier outlook, we can say gone fishing. Oh yeah, come back tomorrow. Let me pick these up. Okay. Come back tomorrow when we look at horses again. On a lighter note. Alright. But until further notice... Oh wait, what's this say? This is not going to be a pity party. You'll be glad to know I wasn't trying to make it a pity party. So before you think it was going to be, actually, no, it wasn't for once. You should be impressed. But anyway, but until further notice, it's all ogre now. But will I elaborate further? Nope. Nope. Because 1, I've said enough. 2, this concludes this segment. And 3, one last thing before we go. Per his wishes, you cannot say his name on stream anymore. You cannot say certain things unless it's a goofy story, like the Snow Buddies story, if you remember that. And you also can't... He said it before. He says, you know, I can make references, but I can't, like, say his name. I can't mention certain details. But I can still say, like, guy I know, or... Anyway. So, gardener it is. He's the gardener. Anyway, by the way, I've said enough. We've said too much. Let's go before we get shot. But for now, that's all the time we have for tonight. But always remember, eat your cereal, go to bed, to be continued. God made you special and he loves you very much. If you do drugs, you go to hell before you die. Wait. Okay, I'll give you credit. It's at least been a while since you've done that. I'll give you credit. At least you haven't done the weight bullshit in a while. I still wish you... Are you happier now? I mean... I don't know how to answer that question. Feeling less... Sorry, Spider, James going to bed. Alright, anyway. Just telling him good night. But anyway. And we were going so well, were we? Oh yeah, to answer your earlier questions, going back up here. Assuming that it is Ogre, did you have a good run? Mostly. Was the year worth it? Yes. The year with him? Yes. Was it all nice? I'd say 9 times out of 10 it was, but of course there were the rough patches. But we never know. It may resume. It may start over. Mayhaps we'll be treated to a reboot. Me and Alan in a shell. Yes, exactly. But wait, oh god. Then can I go? Because I just did the whole outro. Can I go after this next wait? If it does happen, will this show be... If it does happen, will this show still be Wonder After Dark? Well, Wonder After Dark doesn't necessarily reflect a mood. While yes, dark could be used... While yes, After Dark could be used to refer to a feeling of dread or a feeling of sadness or a feeling of loneliness, it could also be used to refer to unknown, but like the fun kind of unknown. Wonder could be used to refer to sadness or depression, yes, but it could also be used... After Dark usually refers to porn Twitter accounts, art, or IRLs, NSFW. That too. Which ironically is none of this show. But, except for our one-time wardrobe malfunction, Ninja Tuesday. Anyway, but wonder, yes, could be used to refer to wondering where it went wrong, but I feel like wonder could also be a positive term. So let's just say if it... Well, with all the porn references... Okay, well, you're not wrong. This show is basically softcore porn. But yeah, I guess to answer your question, if it does, as Roger Ebert said about Spider-Man, wondrous to behold. Yep. Anyway, but to answer your question, if things do kick back up again, would this show still be Wonder After Dark? Yes, it would. Because, because, well, 1, it's a catchy name. 2, what's to say that the wonders aren't delightful? And what's to say that After Dark... I'm used to it, that too. And what's to say that After Dark isn't, silly stuff after dark? Happy stuff. Because sometimes porn leads to happiness. On that note, good night, and have a day.